Coronation Street star Jacob Roberts has revealed Kit Green's new struggle as his partner Sarah Platt is arrested on suspicion of murder. Kit is wrong-footed next week as he realizes that his police colleagues, including DS Lisa Connor Swain, have secretly and rightly identified Sarah as their prime suspect in the Theo Silverton investigation. In next Monday's episode, July 20th. Kit is convinced that Gary Windass is about to be brought in for questioning, but when Sarah is collared instead, he realizes that his desperate attempts to protect her have come to nothing. Speaking in a new interview, Jacob revealed, "It's a massive blow to his pride. Kit always has to prove himself right, he has to be the best and get one over on everyone. To have this happen behind his back, especially knowing that Swain and others were talking about it without him really hurts. He was working this case. He knew Gary was involved, but he just never realized the truth about Sarah until it was too late." In the fallout from Sarah's arrest, Lisa gives Kit a friendly warning to stop assisting his partner with a cover-up if he wants his career to survive this scandal. However, Jacob continued, "There is no way he's listening to Swain after everything that happened with Becky." When Lisa completely dropped the ball and thought Carla was just away on holiday and was moving away with Becky, Kit was the one who actually found Carla. He didn't just do his job, he went above and beyond to protect her and the people she cares about. So for Swain to turn around, go completely behind his back and arrest Sarah without so much as a courtesy heads-up, it's a massive slap in the face. In subsequent scenes, Sarah decides to confess her guilt to Lisa in the hope of a more lenient punishment. With Sarah held on remand, Kit is left to pick up the pieces back at home, taking on unexpected new responsibilities. Kit does start to feel for Sarah while she's in prison, Jacob added. Plus, he's now left looking after Harry. This entire mess was thrown upon him without his choice and he's forced to take the reins and parent. Because they all live on the same street, he can't just cut her off completely. Right now, he's just trying to stay strong so she stays strong. I think there's always a chance for them, but only if Sarah stops protecting other people. The problem with Sarah is that she doesn't tell Kit everything. If she isn't willing to let her barriers down and be honest, I don't think there's a future for them. Coronation Street's Kit Green left devastated as Sarah is finally caught out. Coronation Street is preparing to deliver another unforgettable chapter on the cobbles, and this time the emotional fallout centers on Kit Green. After weeks of growing suspicion, hidden truths, and tense confrontations, Sarah finally finds herself unable to escape the consequences of her actions. As the truth comes crashing into the open, Kit is left utterly devastated, forcing him to question everything he believed about the woman he trusted. From the moment Kit arrived in Weatherfield, he built a reputation as someone determined to uncover the truth. Whether investigating crimes or navigating difficult personal relationships, he has always believed honesty is the foundation of trust. That belief is about to be tested like never before. Sarah has spent weeks desperately trying to keep her secret buried. Every conversation has become more uncomfortable, every lie more complicated than the last. At first, she convinced herself that protecting the truth was the only way to avoid hurting those she loved. But secrets have a way of refusing to stay hidden, especially in Coronation Street, where someone is always watching. The turning point comes when a small mistake creates a chain reaction that Sarah cannot control. What begins as an innocent question quickly develops into a shocking revelation, leaving everyone around her stunned. Friends begin comparing stories, timelines fail to match, and pieces of the puzzle suddenly fall into place. Kit realizes that the person he trusted most has been hiding something significant from him. The discovery hits him harder than anyone expected. Instead of responding with anger immediately, Kit is overwhelmed by disappointment. He remembers every conversation, every promise, and every moment Sarah looked him in the eye while concealing the truth. The realization that he has been manipulated leaves him emotionally shattered. For Sarah, the moment is equally heartbreaking. She never intended for events to spiral this far out of control. As accusations begin flying, she desperately tries to explain why she kept the secret hidden. She insists her intentions were never malicious, arguing that she only wanted to protect the people she cared about. Unfortunately, those explanations arrive too late. Kit struggles to believe anything Sarah says anymore. Every apology is overshadowed by weeks of deception, making it nearly impossible for him to separate truth from fiction. His heartbreak is visible to everyone on the street, including friends who attempt to comfort him but find there are no easy answers. The emotional confrontation becomes one of the week's standout moments. As Kit demands answers, Sarah finally admits everything. The confession leaves those gathered in complete silence. Some residents sympathize with Sarah's impossible position, while others believe she crossed a line that cannot easily be forgiven. The divide among Weatherfield's residents creates fresh tension throughout the community. Some argue that everyone deserves a second chance, especially when mistakes are made out of fear rather than cruelty. Others believe trust, once broken, is incredibly difficult to rebuild. These conflicting opinions place both Kit and Sarah under enormous emotional pressure. Meanwhile, Kit faces another painful decision. Should he walk away from Sarah forever, or should he try to understand why she felt forced into lying in the first place? It is a question with no simple answer. As emotions continue running high, Sarah begins realizing just how much damage her choices have caused. She watches friendships become strained and relationships fracture because of one decision that kept growing bigger with every passing day. The guilt becomes impossible to ignore. Determined to make things right, Sarah attempts to repair the broken trust. However, rebuilding confidence is far more difficult than offering an apology. Every conversation feels awkward, every interaction filled with uncertainty, and every hopeful moment threatened by lingering doubt. Kit, meanwhile, finds himself questioning not only Sarah but also his own judgment. He wonders whether he ignored warning signs because he wanted to believe the best in someone he cared deeply about. That emotional conflict makes his storyline especially compelling, revealing a vulnerable side rarely seen before. As the drama unfolds, viewers can expect powerful performances filled with emotion, regret, and heartbreaking honesty. Coronation Street has always excelled at exploring the consequences of secrets, and this storyline is no exception. Rather than focusing solely on shock value, it examines how deception affects relationships long after the truth is revealed. Fans are already speculating about what happens next. Will Kit eventually forgive Sarah after understanding her reasons? Can Sarah prove that she genuinely regrets her actions? Or has the damage become too severe for their relationship to survive? Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain: life on the cobbles will never be quite the same again. The fallout promises to ripple through multiple families, creating new alliances, unexpected rivalries, and emotional challenges that could shape future storylines for weeks to come. Every decision made after this revelation will carry consequences, ensuring viewers remain glued to every episode. Coronation Street has built its reputation on unforgettable emotional drama, and the heartbreaking clash between Kit Green and Sarah looks set to become another memorable chapter in the show's history. With trust destroyed, emotions running high, and uncertain futures ahead, Weatherfield is once again proving that even the smallest secret can change everything. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Coronation Street Scoop News Update.